dear students. Today we are going to learn about the first chapter in civics. That is chapter number 1, Introduction to the Parliamentary System. In this chapter we will learn the machinery or the government system of India as given in the Indian Constitution. In this chapter, we will be seeing the following topics or following points. First point, introduction of government system. Second point, branches of government system which are including legislative, executive and judiciary. And third point, types of government system which are including first type, parliamentary system of government. We will be seeing their structure and features. And second type of government is presidential system of government. We will be seeing the meaning and features. So let us start with the introduction. Introduction of the government system. As you know, India is a democratic republic country. And after getting the independence, we are accepted the democratic form of government. Democracy is a way of running a government. Last year we saw the meaning of democracy and why and how we are accepted the democracy. So let us recap shortly about it. Democracy means people's rule. In democracy, the ultimate power of government lies with the people. Actually, all the people cannot participate in the government at one and the same time. So, people elect their representatives by voting a suitable person through the elections. So, like this way, people get to choose their representatives and keep control on the way of government is run. It means if the government should not work properly, we have a right to throw out them from their position. So this process means the democracy. Before go ahead, let us see some important concept in our government system. You can see the sentence at the top of our slide. That is, India is a federal parliamentary democratic republic country. The meaning of democratic republic we saw. But what is the meaning of federal or the federal parliamentary system? See, India adopted the federal. Federal means a union government system. Let us see what is a union government system or what is the meaning of Indian Federation. See, Indian Federation means in our country there are governments which are functioning at two different levels. One is central and second one is state level. The government that make laws for entire country is known as a union government or central government. We can take the example in our country currently working BJP parties, Modi government. It's a central government. And the government that make laws for one constituent state is known as the state government. Like Maharashtra government, Karnataka government, Punjab government, etc. So now this federal system is more suitable for a country like our India. Why? Because India has a huge territory and a lots of social diversity. And for that purpose, this system is more suitable for a country like our India. So you knew about Indian Federation. So the next is India adopted parliamentary system of government. So have you thought of this? See the first question in the slide. What is the parliamentary system of government? Yes, I will tell. The parliamentary system of government is the one where the representatives are directly elected by the people. Like in our India, we are selected or elected our representatives through the election or voting. And then these representatives were governing the country. My second question is, in India, we have a prime minister, but why there is no prime minister in United States of America? Have you thought of this? Okay, I will tell. In the parliamentary system of government like our India, the prime minister is the head of the executive. And in the presidential system of government, the president is the head of the government, which is in America. Means India having parliamentary system of government, so we have a prime minister. And America having a presidential system of government, so president is the head of their government. So India have a prime minister, but there is no prime minister in United States of America. So from these questions would lead us to conclude that every country has a different form of government. But before we go ahead to understand the different types of government systems or different types of governments, let us get information about the main branches of government. Now the second point is branches of government. There are three branches of government system. First is legislature, second one is executive, and third one is judiciary. Now these three branches of union government are charged with different responsibilities. Let us see about it. First is the legislative branch. The legislative branch which included parliament. Parliament having two houses. The lower house is called Lok Sabha, means the house of people. We also call it the house of representatives, means the member of Lok Sabha directly selected by the people. And the second and the upper house is called the Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha includes council of states, means the states representatives. They are the member of Rajya Sabha. In detail, we will see in the next chapter. Beside that, president is also the part of parliament. Now, the function of the legislature is to make laws. The second branch is executive. The executive consists the president, vice president, council of ministers, which lead by the prime minister. Here, president is only for the nominal. It's the head of the state. But the prime minister is the head of the government and he leads the council of ministers. And the main function of executive is to implement the law which made by the parliament. And now the third body is judiciary. At the apex of the judiciary branch is the Supreme Court. And that Supreme Court's decisions are binding on the higher and lower courts of the state governments. And the main function of the judiciary is to provide justice. So, these are the three branches of government system. In detail, we will be see in the next chapter. Third point is types of government system. See, Most of the countries in the world have accepted the principle of governing a country according to their constitution. Last year we saw the meaning of constitution. Yes, constitution is a book which are including the rules and regulations about the governing of a nation, or constitution guide us for governing a country. So the constitution of every country is different. Why? Because every country have a different social structure, different tradition, different historical background, as well as a geographical setup. So every country's constitution is not same. Similar like that, every country's government system is also not same. So let us see the different types of government system. There are two main types of government system. One is parliamentary government system and second one is presidential government system. What is the differences of parliamentary and presidential government system? Yes, I will tell. In the parliamentary government system, Prime Minister is the head of the executive along with his council of ministers, and they are elected by the member of parliament. Means we, the people, select our representatives and our representatives selected the Prime Minister. And in the presidential form of government system, President is the head of the executive and President is directly elected by the people. In the parliamentary form of government, our representative elect the Prime Minister, and in the presidential form of government, the people directly select the President. So these are the two types of government system. Now, let us briefly discuss about the types of government system. First one is parliamentary system of government. The parliamentary system of government developed primarily in England. The English constitution is unwritten constitution and the Indian constitution is written, and our governance is also carried out with the help of our constitution. But if we compare with the England, England's constitution is unwritten and their governance is carried out accordance with their tradition, custom and conviction. If we see, the British Parliament is an institution that has evolved over a period of time. Evolve means develop. The British Parliament is developed over a period of time. And the parliamentary system of government having its root in parliament, so is considered as a contribution of England. And as we know, India has adopted this parliamentary system. So we can see some broad similarities and some differences also in the parliamentary system of England and India. For example, if we see India having a written constitution and England having unwritten constitution. But both India and England both were accepted the sovereignty of the parliament. And British constitution has a unitary means a centralized power, and they oppose the federal system. But India accepted the federal system of government. So these are some of the similarities or some of the differences between India and England's parliamentary system. Now, like the parliamentary system of government in India or England, the other countries in the world like Denmark, Canada, Austria, Japan, they are also having a parliamentary form of government. Now, let us understand the characteristics of Indian parliamentary system. Let us understand the characteristics of Indian parliamentary system. The parliamentary system is the system of governance. First point, the legislature of the central government is known as parliament. And the Indian parliament is composed of President, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Indian Parliament includes President, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. The second point, member of Lok Sabha are directly elected by the people. Means the people, we are selected our representatives and they are the member of Lok Sabha. So Lok Sabha, it's a house of representatives of the people and it is considered as a supreme body. Lok Sabha, it's a supreme body of parliament. And the number of members in the house is fixed and that are 552 members. Now, the third point is election to the Lok Sabha are held at regular intervals. Means after every 5 years, the elections of Lok Sabha are held and all political party contest this election. Means all political parties are participated in this election. The party which get majority of the seats or the party which get more than half of the seats is considered as a majority party and that majority party forms the government. Means which party get majority of the seats in Lok Sabha's election, they form their government. We can take the example of recent Lok Sabha's election. In 2019's Lok Sabha election, BJP party got 303 seats. So they formed their government. Now the fourth characteristics of parliamentary system of government is coalition government. Those party get majority of the seats in Lok Sabha, they form the government. But sometime when no party gets a clear majority, so some parties come together to form a majority and they can establish the government. So this kind of government is known as coalition government. When no party get majority of the seats in Lok Sabha's election, that time some parties came together and they form a majority and establish their government. So this government is known as coalition government. Do you know in 1977 general election, Janata Party, that time Janata Party is one of the political party and it entered a coalition with other political parties and their coalition defeated Congress party. So this was a first coalition government formed in central level. We can also take the example of latest Maharashtra government. In Maharashtra, when Shiv Sena, Congress and NCP came together and they formed their coalition government which is known as Mahavikas Aghadi. So, in this way, the candidates directly elected by the people and become a member of the legislature as their representatives and a party in majority gets a chance to form the government. Now the next characteristics of Indian parliamentary system is dual responsibility. The leader of majority party become the prime minister and he or she selected the experienced person or their colleagues for ministerial position, means the council of ministers. Prime minister selected the experienced person or their colleagues who should be knowledgeable one or experienced one for the ministerial position, means the council of ministers. And prime minister along with the council of ministers both have to perform a dual responsibility, means double work. How? See, originally they are the member of Lok Sabha, means legislature, and they formed the executive in the parliamentary system of government. So legislature body, as they are the member of legislature, they have to fulfill the responsibility of like make a law. They have to perform the responsibility like make a law. And when they are the member of executive, that time they have to perform the responsibility like they have to implement the law. So this double work they have to do. That is called the double or dual responsibility. Let's do some activity. Complete the information in the following table. Name of the institution is given in one column and you have to tell the main function of that body. First one is legislature. What is the function of legislature? Yes, to make a law. Second one, executive. What is the function of executive? Yes, to implement the law. And the third institution is judiciary. What is the function of judiciary? Yes, to provide justice. Now see the second one, types of government system. There are two types of government system we saw. Which are they? Yes. For one is parliamentary system of government and second one is presidential system of government. Now the third is houses of parliament. There are two houses of parliament. Which are they? First, yes, Lok Sabha and the second one is yes, Rajya Sabha. Very good students.